So only Allah knows this. Only Allah is in control. The beauty of everything that's unfolding is Muslims used to think America rules the world. Syria shows they don't. Gaza shows they don't. Muslims used to believe that Israel run everything. Now we're realizing they don't have as much power as they used to. Netherlands, Netanyahu couldn't fly over it. Ireland, Netanyahu couldn't fly over it. And that means agency always exists. And this is what I mean when I say, I don't know if it will get better or worse. What I know is that possibilities are now there that weren't there before because of things we didn't think could happen. And the reason why I say this is to end on this point. I'm not optimistic about what comes next. I'm not. I'm optimistic that Allah is always in control. I'm optimistic whatever happens, Allah will never lose control of the affairs. I'm optimistic that even if Netanyahu escapes justice in this dunya, I'm optimistic that Yawm al-Qiyamah exists, that Day of Judgment exists. When some people, they say, I've heard some people say, they say, Sami, I can't stand listening to you sometimes. Because you always try to say, you're always too hopeful. You give the ummah more power than it deserves. I tell them, you're mistaking what I'm saying. It's like when they say all you talk about is Saudi. I'm like, you're not listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're hearing but you're not listening. I'm optimistic, not that Gaza, I'm not optimistic that Gaza will get better. It may get worse. They may take over the West Bank. They may even annex the West Bank. I don't know what's going to happen next. What I do know is كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. At some point, this world is going to vanish and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to remain. Then Netanyahu will be dragged on his face Yawm al-Qiyamah. And all the oppressors, Biden, one by one, they will be dragged. Allah will not hold them to account privately, whisper to the Wali al-Amr privately. No. Allah will bring Hind Rajab and He'll bring Sidra, He'll bring the Palestinians. He'll say to them, oh beautiful souls that were martyred, that still believed in me even when the crisis came in genocide. You didn't say why, oh Allah. You said Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Dilly in London was asking why, not you, but on behalf of us. But you didn't ask why. You were saying Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. The Ummah was saying, what's the point? Why couldn't you be perfect victims? But you believed in me and you kept going. Come, watch how I bring your oppressors here in front of you. La dhulma al-yawm, la dhulma al-yawm. There will be no oppression on this day. Every Palestinian will pour their heart out. You know the kid who said, I will tell Allah what happened. Every kid will look at Allah and say to Allah, Allahumma, here is what happened to me. Allahumma, bin Salman partied with Jennifer Lopez, did nothing for me. Allahumma, Erdogan kept trading. Allahumma, bin Zayed kept normalizing and even had iftar with my butcher, with my killer. Allahumma, that was the pilot of the plane that bombed me. Allahumma, this was Smotrich. Allahumma, etc. Allah will say, bring Smotrich. The angels will drag him in those chains. Smotrich on that day will plead with Allah. He won't say, he will plead with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, send me back just one day. If I hear the message, I'll believe in you, Ya Allah. And then Netanyahu will say the same thing. All the oppressors, they will say the same. People say, Sami, I don't like listening to you because you're too optimistic. I'm optimistic because I believe in Allah, because Allah said in the Quran that وَلَا تَقْنُطُوا مِنْ رَوْحِ اللَّهِ, do not despair in the hope of Allah, for the ones who despair in the hope of Allah are the zalimeen, are those who have wronged themselves. I would rather stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, Allahumma, I knew this day would come, I never lost hope. I knew this day would come, I never despaired. I knew we'd be before you, Ya Allah, I never said what's the point. I knew we would stand before you and you would bring all the wrongdoers, Ya Allah. I knew it. Allahumma, I knew it with the certainty, like the certainty you created the earth. Allahumma, when they told me what's the point, I never doubted it because I knew if justice doesn't come in this dunya, it's coming in the akhirah. So I prepared, Ya Allah. I prepared by shouting. I prepared by speaking. I prepared by boycotting. I prepared by protesting. I prepared by using the means you gave me to do anything, even if it's an atom. Because Allah, when I read your Quran, you said, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى. Those who do even an atom of good deed, you see it. So I did the atom of good deed, Ya Allah. Even when people told me it would never liberate Al-Aqsa in my lifetime. Allahumma, I knew this day would come, I never doubted. What a wonderful day this is, Ya Allah. How you bring the oppressors. Ya Allah, they used to laugh at us, now we're laughing at them. They used to mock us, now we're mocking them. Allahumma, show us your justice, what you will do to them and punish them for what they did to those in Gaza, to those in Sudan, and then the chains will come daily in front of your eyes. They will come and they will chain the oppressors with those chains of fire for Jahannam. Or you will see the justice done, not in ICC, not in ICJ. I am optimistic because Yawm al-Qiyamah is haqq, because Allah's justice is haqq. I know that it is coming a day when we stand before Allah and Allah will say, Yawma naqulu li Jahannam, halim talat, oh hellfire, are you full from the number of oppressors that Allah has thrown in? And we will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will say, Yawma naqulu Jahannam, halim talat, it will be said, are you full hellfire? And hellfire will say, if there is more space. Hal min mazid, we have the space because Allah's justice is infinite. I'm not optimistic that Gaza will be free in 10 years. I don't know. I didn't know Assad would fall within 10 days by Ahmad al-Shara. What I'm optimistic is that this ummah, its Lord is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, master of all affairs, the master of the day of judgment. And Allah promised that no one will escape justice. No one. If they escape it in this life, they will not escape it in the next life. So when people say that, Sami, why do you talk about the ummah that we should move and you talk about we have power, etc. I say move so you save yourselves Yawm al-Qiyamah when Allah delivers that justice. So you have something to show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Yawm al-Qiyamah. When that justice is delivered, you don't want to be the guy, Dilly, who sat at home saying, Muslims, what's the point? You want to be the guy, ha umuqra'u kitabiya. Inni dhanantu anni mulaqin hisabiya. Guys, look at my book. Dilly, I knew I was coming. And you'll be like, Sami, I knew too. And you will have all your 5 pillars episodes. And I might have, some stuff that I did here and there. We'll be like, yes, Dilly. Like, we made it. Sure. We'll look at those people who say to us, or they will say, oh, what was the point of what you guys did? We'll be like, look how heavy it became on the scale. Because Allah didn't ask us to liberate Al-Aqsa. Allah said, try. Allah didn't say, go and liberate Gaza. He said, try. Allah. And this is why I'm going to say my ummah. It's not that I believe that Palestine will be delivered tomorrow. It's that Allah is the Almighty. Allah is the All-Powerful. And we are the ummah of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam promised that on Yawm al-Qiyamah all justice will be delivered. That Allah will not allow any wrong to go unpunished. Ma li hadha al-kitabi la Netanyahu, or those who do oppression, they will receive their book. Ma li hadha al-kitabi la yughadiru saghiratan wa la kabiratan illa ahsaha. They will look at the book and say, nothing is missed here. Every bomb, the serial number, every area, every shrapnel, every atom, it's all recorded here, everything that we did. And that's why what I love about Nuh alayhi salam is the dua that he makes at the end. We always talk about Nuh alayhi salam like he was frustrated. Like I've tried all this effort, all this dawah, and it's not working. But did you know, Dilly, Nuh never lost hope alayhi salam. And you know the proof? At the end of Surah Nuh, the final ayah of Surah Nuh, if I remember it correctly, the final ayah of Surah Nuh is that Nuh alayhi salam, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيَّ وَلِمَنْ دَخَلَ بَيْتِي مُؤْمِنًا وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ وَلَا تَزِدِ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا تَبَارًا. He says, Allahumma, forgive me and forgive my family and all those who enter my house and they are believers, and do not give the disbelievers anything except greater try. Why? Nuh was saying, for the oppression that they committed, Allahumma, don't guide them. For the oppression they did, Allahumma, don't guide. What did Nuh mean? Nuh meant, Allahumma, I know the day of judgment is coming. I know justice is coming. Allahumma, let me see it. Allahumma, I can't see it in this lifetime. Let me see it, Ya Allah. And Allah gave it to him in the flood. Didn't even let him wait till Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah gave it to him in the flood. Sahih. And that's the point. Muslim, be optimistic in Allah. Don't lose hope in Allah. Don't lose hope in Yawm al-Qiyamah. Don't lose hope that Allah will deliver His justice. And this is the point that I keep making. Is that in politics, the reason why I started this last part with the point when I said the beauty is no one is in control. America didn't know that Assad would fall. America didn't know all these changes in the region would take place. Neither did Israel, neither did Erdogan, neither bin Salman, neither bin Zayed, neither Anwar Ibrahim, neither any of these leaders. No one is in full control. And there's a beauty to that. Why? It means at any point, any dynamic can make the difference. You don't know what will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. A straw. Be that straw if that's all that you feel that you have. And you never know, that straw is what will be a mountain on the scales of Day of Judgment, inshallah, that will admit you into Jannah. And then you'll meet those Palestinians. And then inshallah, maybe you'll have a wonderful story to tell them, where when they tell you about what Gaza was like, you will tell them, I never forgot you. I kept moving for you. I kept begging my ummah to move for you. And I knew one day we would meet here. And here we are sitting, me and you over here. And let's tell our story to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And when we're done telling him the story, Adili, when you're done telling about 5 pillars and how it was hard to, I need to change your number to Muhammad Jalal, so you do whatever. When we tell him these jokes, and Rasulullah, because we'll be so happy to meet him, we'll just pour everything to him. And remember, Muslim, always the ultimate goal of everything, which is, and this is the beauty of what I imagine, and may Allah bless Shaykh Umar Sulaiman, because I thought about it after his Jannah series, is that after Rasulullah finishes, we finish telling him the story. I've imagined telling him the story. I've imagined him telling him, Ya Rasulullah, this was my thinking. Ya Rasulullah, this is what I tried to do. I imagine at the end of it, when you really think, put Allah at the center, you think that, Ya Rasulullah, I'm so happy to be here. And then he says to you, but Ya Sami, Ya Dili, we'll finish the story another time. We have to go somewhere. Where we're going, Ya Rasulullah? Allah has promised He'll reveal His veil for His beloved servants. He's about to reveal His veil for us. Does a Muslim not dream of seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
Of course.
Do you not? And on that day, the finality of that day, the eternity of that day, the eternity of Jannah, where you will no longer hear the pain, where you will have those palaces and those robes and those carpets, and you'll be able to meet all of the Sahaba. You'll be able to meet all of those Muslims, all of the martyrs of Gaza, all the martyrs of Palestine. Will this dunya matter anymore? And this is the point that I'm saying. Move with what you have, for wallahi, no one will escape justice. No one will escape it. If it doesn't happen ICC, ICJ, it will happen in the greatest of courts. And Dili, I believe it the way, with the conviction of me seeing you before me. I believe it as I see you in front of me, as I believe you to be. Dili, I believe it wholeheartedly that Day of Judgment is coming. I believe Yawm al-Qiyamah is coming. And you know, although it terrifies me on a personal level, that maybe I won't be enough to go to Jannah, it gives me peace, Dili, because it shows me no matter what I do, as long as I keep moving, as long as I keep mobilizing, I may not see Al-Aqsa liberated, but when I'm there Yawm al-Qiyamah in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'll make sure that on that book when they will write, I at least made the effort. And when I go to Jannah, inshallah, I hope when I see those Palestinians and I see them and I say to them, this is what I did. Was it enough, Sidra? Was it enough, Hind? Wallah, I tried. Hind, I tried. Like, really, really, Sidra, wallah, I tried. I saw your legs being blown off. I tried, like, really, really. I left my family for long stretches. I would go and try and beg people to punish Biden. I don't know if it was the right, I think it was the right thing to do. I think, but, Trump ended up doing the genocide as well, and we had to fight fascism of genocide, and then we had to fight. Was it enough? Was it enough? Was it enough? And I hope Yawm al-Qiyamah, when we meet them, Dili, they will look at us and say, it was enough. Don't worry, you're here. You're here, right? You're here with us. You're here. It's enough. That's what I want to strive for. I want to strive for the akhirah, and the dunya is merely a means to get to it. So every Muslim should move. Every Muslim should get up. Muslims should stop telling each other what's the point. They should stop saying why do we keep talking and not achieving anything. They should get up and move and do anything, for you don't know what atom it is that will get you to Jannah. And picture Yawm al-Qiyamah, all those oppressors, they will be punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and praise be to Allah that He is the one who will punish them.